Today we're having a look at the world's smallest 100-watt video light, and during this video I'm going to be lighting this whole video with one of these little video lights. But in addition to that, I just want to show you how small this actually is. This is a 100-watt professional quality, professional built, professional controlled, app controlled video light. And this is my iPhone. Look at how small this is. This is literally a pocket size professional level video light. Now, not only is this a very, very small light, but it's also capable of running on battery. So it can be used in a number of different situations. But for me, the beauty of this is twofold. One, it's so small that when you're sort of packing up your lighting gear to go somewhere, and if you just want like a splash of light here or there, and you don't want to be taking like huge lights and huge gear and huge light stands, because that's the thing, the bigger your light is, the bigger your light stand needs to be. You can take one of these small little video lights, or even a 3-pack of them, along with a sort of some of those really cheap, inexpensive, lightweight video stands, which when you put your big gear on, they just fall over and they don't hold up. You can use those cheap little light stands with this video light. And in addition to that, you don't even have to necessarily, depending on how long you're going to be recording, bring the big power brick with you. Because this kit actually comes, there's a combo kit that actually comes with a grip that's also a battery. Now this is a 57 watt hour battery, and all we do with that is it just clips on the side of the light. So that just pushes on the side of the light, and it gives you a grip. So now you have a portable video light with grip with the 57 watt hour battery. Now, if you run this 100-watt light at 100%, the manufacturer is rating the actual battery runtime to about 30 minutes. Now, I have sort of swapped out my normal pro kit, my normal pro lighting kit that I use to light this video, for one of these little video lights. And just to save the cables and the mess and also test the battery life, I've been running the last few videos that I've shot off of this unit running off one of these batteries. Now, here's the interesting part. To give me enough light to light this video exactly like you're seeing right now for my key light. Now, we're not talking about my backlight or my hair light. Right now, I'm just using the X100 light for my key light. I've got this thing set at 7%. And because of that, I've been recording video after video after video, and the battery, I don't know how long it's going to last, but I think it's going to last a long time, because I think it's only on about half battery life or something like that. So because this thing is so bright, you probably in a lot of situations don't need to use it anywhere near 100%, and you potentially could get hours and hours of interview out of it if you're able to use it at that sort of lower strength, which is what I'm doing right now. And I want to thank Zhiyun for sending this out for the purpose of making this video, but as always, the opinions are my own, and they had no say in the making of this video. The other thing that's interesting about it is if you only need these little splashes of light here or there, and if you look in the background here, I've got this little light dome that I use. That's by Godox, and that's been my main background light for probably the past year. And I find the light dome works really well because it just sort of sprays a little bit of light everywhere. It's not like a big diffusing softbox, but it's not a harsh light either. It kind of just sprays light in a nice even pattern to just light up my background. Now, fortunately, Zhiyun has also released a little light dome for their light. And this is just a simple little light dome that goes with their proprietary mount. And let's see if we can find our way on here. There we go. And now we've got just a little light dome. This is something you could really use this as a key light or a background light. But one of the advantages I'm seeing of this, once again, we've got a very, very small kit. We've got no power brick we're hanging off it, we've got no wires, and we've got a little light dome. So I could backlight this video perfectly fine with one of these. And once again, I probably could run this at about 10% or something like this for my backlight, and you potentially get hours of use out of it. Now, the other accessory that comes, or that you can buy for it, is a Bowens mount adapter. Now, this is kind of clever because if you have a look at the video light and you look at the chip on board is actually somewhat small. To create this really small footprint, it is a somewhat small chip on board light. What that means is the light probably doesn't spread as much. It's probably just as bright, but the light is more concentrated. What they've done is they've created a Bowens mount for it. So if you want to use any standard Bowens mount accessory, you can use this. And once we put on that, what you'll see is there's actually a reflector within the Bowens mount itself. Now, we know with any chip on board light, using a reflector actually increases or multiplies how strong the light is or how much light we're going to get out of it. So by building in a reflector to the Bowens mount, we're actually increasing how bright this light is when using it with a Bowens mounted softbox, which is what I'm using right now. It's also why I have a feeling that it's only taking sort of 7% to be able to get this brightness, because I normally use a 60 watt light and I usually have that 60 watt light at 21%. So you do those numbers, it should take more than 7% at 100 watts because this is only about 40% brighter roughly, but it's only taking 7%. So interesting thing there, and this definitely seems to make a difference when you're using it with a Bowens mount, which is how you're seeing this video right now. I'm just running it through a 70 centimeter softbox. The other thing I should say about this light is the fan is dead silent. I mean, it does not make a sound at all. Even when I put my ear up next to it, I cannot hear it. I'd say it's the quietest fan that I've ever heard in a video light ever. The other accessory, and this comes with the basic kit, is a small reflector. Now, I used this on a camping trip recently, and I can tell you that it is extremely bright. In fact, once again, we could only use this light at a few percent because we were blinding everybody. But it did allow us to walk around and we could light sort of any scene we want. And because the battery grip is, because the battery is also a grip, you've got a handheld light to walk around with. The last accessory that I want to show you is a mini softbox. And I've actually been using this a lot, and I've mainly been using it for lighting product shots or just doing little splashes or controlled light in specific sections of scenes or different bits of video. And it comes with the grid. The grid is removable. If you want that light to be a little bit softer, by taking the grid off, you're going to get a little bit more of a diffused light. But I have been using this when I am doing product shots or thumbnails. In fact, I'll just throw a thumbnail up on screen now. This is my latest thumbnail on my last video. I was having no end of trouble getting this thing to look right. And what I needed was just a small, soft, controlled light that I could actually shine on the lens itself to get that black lens to kind of sort of lift out of the background and not be too dark, because that was the problem I was having. And in the end, I just set this up on a little mini light stand. In fact, it wasn't even a light stand. What I set it up on was this. This is actually a Zhiyun selfie stick with a tripod foot from one of their gimbals, and then just a tiny little ball head, and that's it. And I was able to mount this on top like that, use this little softbox, and that's how I just shone on that little bit of the lens and just made such a huge difference, just lifted the whole scene. Now I'll pop this on for you so you can see it. And there's our little softbox with grid. And as you can see, it's quite powerful. That's 1%, just to give you an idea. So that is at 1% brightness. And I won't point this directly into the lens because, well, it'll blind you and it'll probably blow the sensor out. But there is, we're almost there. That's 100%. So as you can see, that is extremely, extremely bright. So you've got a ton of brightness in a tiny, tiny little package, which is super, super versatile, color accurate, and I think I'm gonna start using these for a lot of my videos, mainly because of the size and that battery. Like, that is so, so useful. And it means that I can go on site or I can shoot a YouTube video, whether it be on holiday or at an Airbnb somewhere or when I'm traveling. And all I gotta do is charge up these batteries, put them on some tiny little light stands, and I can have a lighting setup which essentially looks the same as it does in my normal YouTube setup. And there's 3 different kits you can get this in. One is the basic kit. It comes with the light, the reflector, the power adapter, and a little adapter bag to hang the power adapter bag in. There is the combo kit that comes with a case, an extra case to carry the whole thing around in, which is that. It comes with that case. It comes with the battery now, which I think really is what makes this whole thing. It comes with the Bowens mount adapter. and it comes with a strap. And then there is the Pro kit, which also adds the soft box. And this is a really exciting, small, versatile lighting setup by Zhiyun, and I'm really excited to see how I'm going to be able to implement this in my workflow, potentially introduce lights in situations that I wouldn't, or use more lights in situations where a bigger light would be just too much of a burden. And if you're interested in any of the kits, I will put the links in the description down below. And if you got any questions, don't hesitate to ask.